Pretty good? Not so good?
That's pretty good. Pretty good. My name is Kyle. I'm the guy in the hat. I also own Clawhammer Supply. My lovely co-host is Ross. He works in the brewery at New Belgium. We like beer and brewing as much as we like chips and queso, which is a lot. So brewing a dark Mexican lager seemed like a no-brainer.
Here it goes. We've got grains. Pilsner malt, our base malt. Vienna malt, a little color, a little flavor. Crystal malt, a little sweetness, a little num-nums. Chocolate malt, a lot of color, good times. Trabajamos juntos.
Our goal with these videos is to show you how to brew beer that might even make your dad finally give you the respect that you deserve.
Dusty. Come on, Dusty.
We've never actually brewed a dark Mexican lager before, so this could be a disaster, but hey, at least we'll eat some melted cheese in the process. Melted cheese actually smooths over most of life's problems, so we are hopeful. Anyway, to start, we added a Campton tablet to remove chlorine from our brewing water and then let our grains soak in 156-degree water for an hour. This converts starch in the grain to sugar that the yeast will later eat and turn into alcohol. Cheers.
Prost.
Another thing that seems more complicated than it really is checking pH. You want your mash pH to be between 5.2 and 5.4 because it makes your beer taste better. Our pH was actually a bit high, so we adjusted it using some lactic acid.
You do care, Kyle. Wow. For me?
For you, bud.
For me?
Alright, during mashing, the grain starches were turned into sugar and most of the sugar has now dissolved in the brewing water. So we're done with the grains, but before we toss them, we're going to elevate the grain basket over the kettle and let it drain for about 10 minutes. After the grains drain, we crank the heating element up to max power and boil the beer for 60 minutes. This does a lot of really important things. For one, it pasteurizes the beer, so nothing yucky starts growing in it later. It also concentrates the sugar we made during the mash. Finally, we add hops during this part, and as they boil, they actually start to give beer its characteristic bitterness.
Wow.
Yeah, bud.
This is so good. Bitter, not too bitter. Like bitter like a good Pilsner is bitter. Mm-hmm. I don't get a whole lot of hop on the nose, which is nice. It's subtle. I think the grain really shines through in the taste. I could drink this every day. Mm-hmm. I would be, yeah, I could drink another one right now.
I could drink another one right now. If you want to brew this beer, this video is not the best resource for the information you will need to brew the beer.
Go on.
For that, you should go to the website.
Ah.
This is where you come to watch us brew the beer, have a good time, pretend like we're Mexican cowboys, you know, ride kegs while shooting fake guns into the air.
Just having a nice time.
This is what
we're taking it for a test drive for you.
Yes, this is the test drive right here. The actual information you will need to brew this beer is on our website, clawhammersupply.com. The video is for the shenanigans, because the shenanigans that's what makes brewing fun.
What's Spanish for shenanigans? Shenanigamos. Sync sound. Sync. Sound. Cool this war sound. Heat off.
After the boil, we need to cool the wort back down, which we do with the plate chiller. It looks like something you'd hook to your TV in the 90s to get free cable, but yeah, it doesn't do that at all. It just makes stuff colder.
Yeah, we'll pitch it like 68 and then cool her down to a cellar temp, high 40s, low 40s, high 30s, high 40s. Look at that. Mexican lager yeast, WLP 940.
So we're gonna install a floating dip tube in this keg here. We're gonna ferment under pressure, and we don't even have to transfer after that, at least to drink it initially. We're replacing the long dip tube with the floating dip tube. This is actually just like a little gas kind of post insert tube thing. And then I'm gonna thread that on the bottom of it.
Patch me up, Doc. Off. Our temp's gonna drop. Try and stay awake, Lawson. Jingle keys. Jingle. Ah, right here. Ah, jingle, jingle. Ah! It's pretty condescending. It's pretty uncalled for. It's downright rude, if you ask me.
Before we can pitch our yeast, we need to make sure our fermenter, which is actually just a plastic bucket, is sanitized.
Well, that's just fun.
We don't want any other sort of little microbes or buggies living in there before we start fermenting. But it's not.
It's clean enough.
Clean enough.
It's clean enough. Oh. Ooh, dude. Wearing your, gotta get your safety toes on, pal.
Okay.
And the fermentation inside of it. There it is. That's what you want to see. There it is. We used White Labs. What did we use with this?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. It was just Mexican lager yeast.
Mexican lager yeast,
yeah. What yeast did we use? To roll back the tape on that.
Yeah, if only there was a way. It's too bad you can't watch.
What yeast did we use?
Look at that. Mexican lager yeast, WLP 940.
Nice.
Our tip.
Ooh.
There she goes.
Cool.
Good?
Yeah.
Here we go. More than
1043 is what this guy is saying. We're shooting for 4.8 and we did. Should we have double crushed?
Dude, I think
We did.
You know, we're a little low, but I don't think it's gonna really affect.
What's a couple of gravity points among friends?
I think that,
4.5% ABV.
Really,
Yeah.
right in the
4.3.
pocket, dude. That's like exactly what we were
3.
aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, got the bottom.
This may look like more of the shenanigans we were talking about earlier, but aerating the yeast by shaking the fermenter is a really important part of the process. So find a friend, or even better, get a complete stranger and do this for at least a minute.
We're gonna put it in the cellar. Come on, let's go put it in the cellar. I think we should go to Mexico and find like the true roots of the Mexican lager. Sonora, Chihuahua, Tijuana, Oaxaca, Playa del Carmen. I hear that like Argentina and Chile, like way far south, are doing interesting things with hops right now. There's some crazy hop varietals coming out of those countries that, we can't get up here yet. I think, dude, Tierra del Fuego.
The land of fire.
Think, how cool does that sound? Don't you want to go? We'll bring Emmett along. The SPF 420.
5,000.
Yeah.
It has just a tiny bit of maybe like sulfur on the nose, but not that I don't dislike it. I like it. It's okay.
I would say I agree with you, but in the way that like sort of a Czech Pilsner will have a little bit, just a hint, like barely, and it's gone. I feel like this is like a 1.
Like number 1? Uno?
Well, yeah.
Like blue ribbon?
Like numero uno.
Thanks for watching. If you want to actually brew this beer, I would suggest going to our website, clawhammersupply.com. We have an entire blog article with the fine details of this recipe, including the grains, the hops, the yeast, the mash, mash schedule, and more. Motherfucker, I keep mispronouncing that.
Uh-huh.
Thanks for watching. If you want to actually brew this, thanks for watching. If you actually want to brew this beer, go to our website, clawhammersupply.com. We will give you the finer points of the brew day in the form of a very detailed recipe. Thank you. See ya.
Cheers.
Good job.
Heyo.